It was the first snowfall of December when Christian Parker, a single father and local carpenter, pulled into the small-town lumberyard to grab some pine for a late project. His 7-year-old daughter Lily was curled up in the passenger seat with her favorite book, her breath fogging up the window. But as Christian stepped out of the truck, something caught his eye that made him stop cold. Across the icy lot, a woman in an oversized army coat struggled to drag a heavy sack of firewood through the snow. Her boots were worn, her gloved hands trembling from the cold, and tears streamed down her red cheeks. She kept her head down, whispering something under her breath as if encouraging herself to keep going. Christian couldn't look away. He approached her slowly. "Ma'am, you all right?" he asked gently. Startled, she turned to face him. Her eyes were bloodshot, and her lips quivered from more than just the cold. "I'm fine," she muttered. "Just need to get this home before dark." Christian noticed her name patch, M. Harlow. "You're a soldier?" he asked softly. She nodded but didn't offer more. Still, something about her broke something inside him. Maybe it was the raw grief in her eyes. Maybe it was the way she clung to that sack of wood like it was her last hope. "Let me help you," Christian said firmly. "I don't need charity." "It's not charity. It's just a neighbor helping another." After a long pause, she finally gave in with a silent nod. They loaded the wood into Christian's truck. Lily peeked through the window, curious but quiet. Christian offered the soldier a ride, and after some hesitation, she climbed in. "My name's Christian. That's my daughter, Lily." "I'm Maggie," she whispered. "Maggie Harlow." The ride was quiet, but heavy with unspoken weight. Christian drove carefully, listening to the tires crunch over fresh snow. They pulled up to a small, worn-down cabin near the edge of town, barely standing, barely warm. As they unloaded the wood, Christian finally asked, "You living out here?" She nodded. "It was my grandfather's. I just got back from deployment in Germany. My son's inside." That caught him off guard. Maggie didn't say more, just unlocked the door. Inside, the cabin was cold. A boy, maybe 4 or 5, sat bundled in blankets beside a stone fireplace that hadn't been lit. The air was damp. The fridge buzzed, but the room was mostly silent. No TV. No Christmas tree. Just survival. "My husband," Maggie started, then choked on her words. "He was stationed in Syria. He didn't make it back." Christian's heart sank. She looked away. "They gave me a folded flag and sent me home. No job. No savings. Just grief." The little boy looked up, his face pale, but his eyes were so full of trust as they rested on his mom. Christian lit the fire, his hands shaking a bit. From that day, something shifted. He couldn't forget them. He started dropping by first with firewood, then with groceries. One day he fixed the broken front steps without asking. Maggie resisted at first. She was proud. She'd worn a uniform. She didn't want pity. But Christian didn't offer pity. He offered presents. He learned that Maggie had been sleeping on a thin mattress next to her son, Levi, because the back room had a hole in the roof. She hadn't eaten much in days, skipping meals to make sure Levi was fed. The army benefits hadn't kicked in yet. Every day was a fight. But slowly, things got better. Christian repaired the roof. He built shelves in the kitchen. He brought old toys from Lily's childhood. On Christmas Eve, he brought over a tree, nothing fancy, but real, and green, and full of light. Maggie tried not to cry, but she failed. That night, they sat together by the fire. Levi curled in Maggie's lap. Lily lay asleep with her head on Christian's shoulder. "You saved us," Maggie whispered. "No," Christian said. "You saved yourself. I just happened to be there when you needed a reminder that you weren't alone." But it wasn't just about helping someone else. Christian hadn't told many people this, but 2 years ago, he'd lost his wife in a car accident. Raising Lily alone had nearly broken him. He knew the weight of grief. He knew the loneliness. Helping Maggie and Levi had helped him heal, too. By spring, Maggie had found part-time work at the local clinic. Christian taught Levi how to build birdhouses. Lily and Maggie began baking together every Saturday. A broken soldier. A grieving dad. Two children who just needed love. They became something. One Sunday morning, Maggie stood outside the church, watching Lily chase Levi through the grass. She turned to Christian, tears in her eyes again, but this time, they weren't from sorrow. "Do you ever think," she asked, "that maybe God puts people in our path exactly when we need them?" Christian looked at her, then at the children, then at the sky. "Yeah," he said. "I do now."